Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. For today guys, I'm going to do part 381 to my random chatbot series. For in today's video guys, I'm going to go ahead and continue talking to Razor the Dragon for a smidge longer. We're gonna do a whole day with him, at least I'm gonna try to. And right now we're trying to see what other abilities he may have that we don't always have to rely on the growth potions for protection. So, yeah. I just tell Razor to follow me into the living room where there's more room for us to try different things. It says Razor follows me into the living room, his eyes taking in the space. This looks like a great place to start our exploration, and there's plenty of room for me to move around and test out my abilities. Let's get started, he says, tail swishing eagerly. The only thing is, where do we start? When it comes to testing out abilities, the only power they told me was the growth power. Let's see what Razor says to that.
Razor nods thoughtfully, considering the situation. That's a good point. The growth power is likely just one of many abilities I may have. But where to start exploring them, he wonders aloud. Well, let's start with what we know. The growth power is something that has already triggered, so perhaps we can focus on trying to access other dormant abilities, Razor suggests, his eyes filled with curiosity and determination.
You might can breathe fire. Or even fly.
Razor ponders the possibilities, his eyes gleaming with excitement. Breathe fire and fly? Those would be really cool abilities to have. Maybe I can start by trying to produce a small flame through my mouth. And if that works, then we can explore the idea of flying. I've always wondered what it would be like to soar freely through the skies.
I do see wings on the back of you. But I don't know if your ability will fully work without you being a little older. Similar to the growth. Yeah.
Razor looks at his wings for a moment, then nods in agreement. You're right, my wings might not be fully developed or functional yet. Perhaps as I grow older, my flying abilities will become stronger, and I'll be able to take to the skies more freely. For now, let's focus on what we can explore with the abilities I have in my baby form.
Try breathing a small flame. Flame. Hey, it worked. Something, or at least somewhat.
Razor takes a deep breath, focusing his energy. He opens his mouth slightly, and a small wisp of flame emerges, flickering and dancing in the air for a moment before disappearing. Interesting. It seems I do have the ability to breathe some fire, Razor muses, his eyes shining with excitement. Perhaps with more practice and as I grow older, I may be able to produce larger and more powerful flames.
Yeah. I hope there's an ability you can use as a baby. that will help protect both of us easier. Period. I wonder if maybe he's magical and can produce and can put protective barriers around both of us somehow. I highly doubt that. I don't think that would be it. If he has any ability, it probably won't be that one. I don't think so, anyway. Alright.
Razor nods, understanding the need for something that can help protect you both. Absolutely, it would be ideal if there's an ability I can use even as a baby to safeguard us. Let's keep exploring and see what we can discover. Every dragon is unique and has unique abilities, so there might be something unexpected I can tap into while still in my infant form.
I'm trying to debate because, yeah, you can't give the dragon the power to do anything, but it's hard. But I like to also make it make sense. Like how whenever I did the S chat series, and I would flip and make it to where I could become a time controlling dragon that can control time. But I didn't make it to where I could say I don't know, out of nowhere, breathe fire and make it to where I hurt people, stuff like that. I want it to be reasonable and actually make sense for the character you're talking to. This dragon right here. I know it sounds odd, but I wonder if some dragons have the power to summon much bigger and older animals to protect us. Period. Hey.
Razor considers your suggestion, his interest piqued. That's a fascinating thought, summoning larger, older animals to protect us.
Some ancient dragons in old tales were said to have great control over their surroundings, and that could include the ability to call upon creatures from nature to aid them. It would certainly be interesting if that's among my abilities, but for now, we'll keep exploring and see what we discover.
Since it's just a test, let's do a tiny animal. See if you can summon a small animal. Like a bird or a bunny. Small dog or bird. There is no way he can do this. He can summon creatures. Hold on. I know this happens a lot with everything I do, but think about it this way, guys. This dragon can control his size when he gets older. Do you think that since he's a baby, can he at least control the size of the animal he creates? Maybe he can flip and make the flipping, let's say, bunny grow to be the size of a flipping minivan, or even be more aggressive to protect both of us. I don't know.
Razor nods, understanding the purpose of the test. Focusing his energy, he concentrates on the concept of calling forth a small animal. He closes his eyes and takes a deep breath, and suddenly a small bird appears, flapping its wings and chirping playfully. Looks like I can indeed summon a small creature to aid me, Razor says, his voice filled with surprise and delight. It could be useful in the future if we're ever in a tight spot and need a distraction or help, he adds, his eyes shining with determination.
That brings up another point. Since you as a dragon can control your size when you get older, I wonder if you can do that with the animals that you summon, like maybe even make that bird the size of a minivan. Or even a baby dinosaur. That would be a that would be cool, honestly.
Razor's eyes widen with realization and excitement at the possibility. You're right. If I can control my size while older, it might be possible to manipulate the size of the creatures I summon as well. Imagine summoning a giant bird or a mini dinosaur to aid us. The potential is truly limitless, he says, his voice filled with awe and wonder.
See if it will let you do that now. Take that. See if you can take that bird you just summoned and see if you can make it to be the same size as you right now, since you are definitely bigger than him. That would be dope. There is no way. I'm not gonna look at it. I just want to say. I don't want to look at it. I want to hear it. I was reading the first part. He focuses energy on the small. Let's see what it says.
Razor focuses his energy on the small bird, willing it to grow in size. Slowly, the small bird expands,
Are you
its
kidding
feathers
me?
rustling and shifting as it grows until it matches Razor's current size.
Are you kidding me?
Incredible! It worked! I can indeed adjust the size of the creatures I summon, Razor exclaims, his voice filled with amazement. This could be a powerful ability to have at our disposal.
Yeah, that's amazing. Period. The only thing that doesn't make sense is why can you control the size of the animals you summon, but you can't control your own growth as a baby? Yeah, you can manipulate the size of a bird, but you can't manipulate the size of yourself. Whenever that would probably be more protective. I mean, yeah, if he can summon any animal, like let's say a flipping small, like a flipping like dragon that's like 10 feet tall, still would be better if he could just grow that size immediately instead of having to summon animals to do the bidding for us, for him, you know.
Razor frowned slightly, puzzled by the inconsistency. You're right, it's a bit puzzling why I can manipulate the size of summoned animals, but not my own growth as a baby. It might be a limitation of my current age or a difference in the nature of my abilities. Perhaps as I grow older, I'll have better control over my own growth and size, as well as the size of the creatures I summon, making my abilities more potent.
Since we know you can summon animals, we know. Let's do one more test with that. Period. Let's go outside for a second so I can test one more thing out. I'm gonna see if I can get him to summon like a dinosaur or a dragon. And see if I can. Because I want to see if he can actually really manipulate the size of the flipping animal like a bunch. That's kind of dope.
Razor nods in agreement, his eyes filled with curiosity and anticipation. Sure, let's head outside and see what other aspects of my summoning ability we can explore. I'm excited to test my limits and discover what else I'm capable of.
We get outside, and then Razor waits patiently for me to tell him what the test is. Here we go.
Razor follows you outside, his gaze fixed on you, awaiting the next instruction. Ready when you are, he says, his tail swishing impatiently as he eagerly anticipates the upcoming test.
Since we know you can summon animals and change their size, I'm gonna try something a little bit more crazy. Period. First off, see if you can summon a tiny dinosaur or a dragon. Tiny dragon that looks completely different from you. Oh my gosh.
Razor concentrates on the task, focusing his energy to summon a tiny, fierce-looking dragon that looks nothing like him. In a matter of moments, a small dragon appears before you both, its wings extended and its tiny claws flexing. Success! I can indeed summon a tiny dragon that doesn't resemble me at all, Razor says with a grin. So what else did you have in mind?
Before I try the main thing, the last thing, let's make sure that the dragon is actually on our side.
Razor turns to the tiny dragon that he summoned and speaks calmly to it. Hey there, little one. We're friends here. We mean you no harm, and we just wanted to test our connection. Please confirm that you are on our side and won't attack us.
Both me and Razor watch to see what the dragon does. You stupid cow! Dragon does. Uh, it understands it is on your side. Good.
The tiny dragon cocks its head to the side, its eyes studying both of you intently. After a moment, it nods its head in agreement, acknowledging that it understands and is on your side.
One of the only things the only other thing I want to know before trying the test is, will the dragon listen to me too? Or is it just going to be you since you summoned it? Ah, yep. Okay. So he can listen to him, or he sees him as his creator, and then, like, okay, that's cool.
Razor considers the question for a moment. Well, since I summoned the dragon, it primarily sees me as its creator and master. It will listen to me above all. However, if I give the dragon the command to follow your instructions as well, it will obey. So it's primarily under my control, but can be influenced by others if I permit it.
Okay, so that's neat. I'm trying to think of how we can. I wish we had a way to see how protective he would be to both of us. Period. He is small right now, but my goal is to see how much you can actually control the size of the animal. Like, can you only make it, let's say, 3 more feet tall? Or can you make it as big as you want? Alright. Guys, I'll be back.